Hi, it's Friday. Welcome to the IT Security Guru. I'm Catherine Ayres. My story for you today is quite an interesting one. A University of Cambridge security researcher by the name of Dr. Richard Clayton has gone out to try to start a discussion around whether software developers should be liable for security holes in the code that they produce. Now, this isn't the first time we've seen this debate. The European Commission has discussed it in the past, the House of Lords has discussed it in the past, but it's something that we haven't ever really got a resolution to. On one side, from the developer's perspective, the argument is, well, if you got burgled, you wouldn't, sue the people who made your doors to, for the fact that your house got broken into. And also there's so much that's outside of their control regarding how the software is used. Do users implement the latest updates? All of these sort of factors that are, maybe outside of their control. But, the argument on the other side is that if you buy a piece of software and then there is a flaw within it that is a flaw that is well known. This is something the developers should have fixed and they didn't. And then you as a consumer or a business lose money perhaps because of that, if it lets malware in or something like that. Why shouldn't you be able to sue the developers, is the argument on this perspective. This is an interesting one. I suspect we will see this one, being discussed for a little while yet. From a developer's perspective, it's really difficult to produce code that you would hand on heart guarantee doesn't have any security holes in it, as much as anything, because things are always changing. So you could produce something that is, as secure as you can possibly make it at one moment in time, but 2 hours later, 2 months later, 2 years later, you can't guarantee the same. Hackers have found new ways into things. Your piece of software may interact with other pieces of software out there, and that may cause vulnerabilities through, opening up access to other tools. There's an awful lot of things that influence, how secure a bit of kit is. Obviously, software developers, like anyone who is producing something that other people use and depend on, do have a responsibility to do that as well as they can. Just like car manufacturers have a responsibility to make their cars as secure as they can be, even though it's outside of their control how people maybe drive them, whether they drink and drive or whatever. But whether it gets to the stage where this is mandated by law, I think we're probably not quite there yet. That's going to be a really difficult thing. However, I wouldn't put money on it not happening at some point in the future. So that's my story for today. It's a bit of an interesting one. I think we'll see how this goes. Just a point of note, Monday is a bank holiday here in the UK. You won't be getting a video from us. You can watch me again if you like. You can go back and watch some of the archive. Obviously, feel free to comment on anything that's already on the site, and we'll be back on Tuesday. Have a great weekend. Thanks.